Hey you guys, Grace Be Like Sims here, and welcome to a potential new Let's Play. Yes, okay. I know, we're starting right off the bat. She's pregnant. And I know what you're thinking. One, why is she pregnant? But two, where have you been, girl? And okay, I'll be honest with you guys. I have been gone for a couple of months because my grandma passed away back in March. And then after that, I just took a long break from YouTube, but I think I may be coming back. So, well, assuming that I'm posting this the day after. But it was 4 a.m. when I came up with this story based on, it was based on, I saw somebody did a Let's Play about a single mom, but then I also had recently watched another Let's Play about twins being separated at birth. And I also had watched Sweet Home Sextuplets. And so, because of all of that, I came up with this story. So this is the story of Sariani Presley here. And as you can see, she's in labor, so hopefully she gives birth while I read her backstory. But I did take the time to write one out. So let me just tell you. Sariani has been trying to become a famous actress for years now. One day, while vacationing in Sulani, she saw a guy named Trey Mel Rivers. He was incredibly hot, and she automatically wanted to pursue him. So she did. She met him on the dance floor. They shared laughs, dance moves, and of course, a few drinks. Eventually, things got a little crazy in the upstairs closet. But it wasn't an issue. After all, what happens in Sulani stays in Sulani. A week later, they had gone their separate ways. He went back to the city and she went back to living with her twin sister, Stephanie. But something was different. Why was her head pounding like this? Why was she throwing up in the morning so much? And when was the last time she had her period? Sariani realized that she was pregnant. Her sister Stephanie noticed that she had been in the bathroom for a while. Are you getting out of there anytime soon? Some of us have to get ready for work, she said. Sariani knew that if she told her sister about the pregnancy, she'd want her to keep the child. She had to keep the pregnancy a secret. Her perfect twin sister could never know about this big mistake. I mean, what would she think? Sariani doesn't even like kids, nor would she ever want to raise them. But she also didn't want to get an abortion either. That was even scarier to her than having a child. So she decided to keep the child, hide the pregnancy from her sister, and give up the child for adoption when it was born. Hiding the pregnancy wasn't so difficult. In the first trimester, she was barely showing. So she just pretended that she was tired from blogging or that she was nauseous from her new diet. But then came the day of her ultrasound. When the doctor told her she was having sextuplets, that is, 6 kids all at once, Sariani almost fainted. There was no way she'd be able to hide such a large secret from her sister. Sextuplets? Her tummy was going to explode once those babies started growing inside of her. She knew that if she was going to go through with her plan, she would need to get rid of her sister for a good long while so she could go through with the pregnancy and adoption process without any backlash from Stephanie. So, she sent Stephanie away to her dream school, the Glimmerbrook Institute of Magic. Stephanie wasn't a spellcaster yet, but she always wanted to be one. She was super excited when Sariani surprised her with an admissions letter from the Institute's program, So You Want to Be a Spellcaster for Aspiring Spellcasters with Promise. With that, Stephanie was gone for months, and Sariani went through the rest of her pregnancy hidden in Newcrest until it was time to give birth, which is now. This had to be an entirely covert operation, and it was. So let's have her give birth real quick, and then we can continue reading the story. Well, she about to do it herself anyway. 6 minutes. So she's gonna give birth. Baby boy number 1. Now y'all are gonna be surprised by this, but she's actually not going to name these kids. Okay? She's not gonna name them. She's just gonna name it Baby Boy. What's your name? Ah, I can't put baby boy. What's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me buy you a drink. Let me stop. Um, okay. Baby boy. Check. baby, boy. Okay. Baby, boy. I know you guys are probably like, what the heck is going on? Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me buy you a drink. Baby girl. Oh my God, another. Baby boy. Okay, check. All right, that there goes all six of the babies. So she's gonna have her babies. And while she's having them, I'm gonna continue reading this. Okay, this had to be an entirely covert operation, and it was. Once the babies were born, Sirianni looked at them all in their bassinets, and she knew what she had to do. It was time to give them away. Like I said before, she had no interest in motherhood, only fame, and she didn't care who thought badly of her for it. So, instead of going through the legal process of finding homes for the children, she went one by one and dropped them off at random doorsteps with random families. Then she disappeared and went on with her life. Where did the babies end up? Did some of them get to live with their siblings, or did they all get placed separately? Will Stephanie ever know what her evil sister has done? What about the baby's father? Find out in Sextuplets Separated at Birth. And so here we are. I'm going to pause real quick because they're all crying and loud. But yeah, here we are. We have our sextuplets. We've got 4 boys and 2 girls. I like how they I like how they put the 2 boys and sandwich the girls in the middle. That's really cute. And that's where we are. And I know that she's super tired. And I know that you guys are like probably listening to this like, what do you mean she's gonna just place them at random houses? Yep, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're going to go one by one, each baby, and place them at a random house. And this time, I actually have a random wheel generator to spin the wheel and figure out where each of these babies are gonna go. So we're gonna go baby 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're gonna spin some wheels. So hold on, let me pull up those wheels real quick. These are the wheels that I have. And I know what you're thinking. I'm only seeing one wheel here, Grace. Yes, there's only one wheel. This is the wheel where we will decide where the baby will live in. But I also have a bunch of different wheels because depending on the world that they live in, I'm going to randomly choose a family for them, and that is the family that the baby will live in. Because I want it to be 100% random. So I also have this other wheel over here that decides whether she places the baby alone or with a sibling. So let's start with baby number 1. First, will baby number 1 be placed alone or will it be placed with a sibling? Let's find out. I don't like how the music is so happy and cheery as if this is a good thing. So baby number 1 is going to be placed alone. Okay, so let's see. Where is baby number 1 going to live? Oh, this is low-key exciting, I'm not gonna lie. That happy sounding music. Windenburg. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so where did I put Windenburg? Okay, here we go. Here's the Windenburg wheel. And this is a wheel of all the houses that are in the Windenburg area. So we've got the Bjergsons, the Munch family, the household called Free Spirits, the Friars, the Villarreals, the Bro household, the Party House household, or the Bear household. So let's see where baby number 1. Ah, that's whack. I low-key wanted a more interesting family, not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I low-key wanted a more interesting family. But okay, baby number 1, the Bjergsen household. Let me write that down. Ooh, Sulani. That's cute. That's cute. I like that a lot. Okay. Epic, epic. Okay, this is getting exciting. I'm legit hyped. Did y'all see how close that was to being Forgotten Hollow? about the pancakes. Oh my god. Oasis Springs. Okay, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. I mean, I was low-key hype about it potentially landing on Del Sol Valley, but you know what? That's okay. It keeps being just this close. Interesting. I don't even know who the Rooney's household is. So this would be awesome. So now we just have to figure out where baby number 5 is gonna go. So Valley, yo, we lit. Okay, I'm hype about that. I'm hype about that because I don't normally like play with celebrities. So this could be interesting. Okay, I mean, am I excited about that? Not really, to be honest. And not entirely, because I wanted it to be one of the more dramatic households, but sure, we'll throw the baby over there, and I guess we'll see what happens. And okay, so I've gone into manage households to throw all the babies into the households that the wheel chose for them. And oh my gosh, I just want to say, isn't it interesting just looking at these thumbnails of how all the families are reacting to the babies? Like, he's like, a baby? First of all, this thing diaper stank. He feels the same way. She's like, I don't know where this child came from, but I'm gonna hold on to it. This one's doing the same thing. He's mad hype about it. She's like, And then there's these guys that are just kind of like, he's like, a baby? And she's like, this thing needs its diaper change. And he's all like, oh, it's so cute though. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to go into each of these households and see how each of them react to having a child around. But yeah, so we're just gonna hop right in. So he has just discovered this baby upstairs. And he's like, where did you come from? So what I'm thinking is what happened was, like I said, the whole family was outside when I first came here. And so potentially what happened is Stephanie came in, snuck the baby into their house, put the baby down upstairs and left before nobody noticed it. And then they were getting ready for their day, and Bajoran comes upstairs and he sees this baby. And so what I kind of want to do is I kind of want to have like a family meeting about what they're gonna do with the baby. So I'm gonna move the baby downstairs real quick. He's like, honey, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a random ass, I mean, a random baby in our house. And she's like, yeah, I don't know where that baby came from. And he's like, are you sure? Because, you know, I don't, oh my God. Okay, so my battery my laptop was dying and now we're back. And yeah, so here they are at the family breakfast table having a discussion about this baby. I wish these girls weren't doing homework right now. Oh, they're about to be done. Okay, that's good. Oh, she's almost gonna be a A student. That's cute. What about you? You're still just a C student, sis. You suck. But yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You don't suck if you're a C student. They have work and school soon. So wait, does the mom not go to work then? No, she has a job too, but she goes to work after the kids get out of school. Okay, I see, I see, I see. So yeah, but Jordan is talking to his wife like, do you know where that baby came from? And she's like, I have no idea where the baby came from. Um, why did you bring a random baby in our house? And he's like, this isn't my baby. And then maybe he starts to look at Sophia like, honey, did you bring a random baby in our house? Because that's not okay. And she's like, that's not my baby. I don't know where it came from. And Elsa's like, there's a baby. I want to go see it. So I'm going to have her walk over and go talk to the baby. Just coo at, see how she feels about it. She's like, huh? Daddy's like, you haven't been, doing anything strange without us knowing, right? And Sophia's like, no. And Elsa's like, hello, baby. How are you? Oh my God. Oh, it's freaking out. She's like, shh, no, stop crying, stop crying. And so that's gonna cause Clara to come over and be like, the poor thing is probably just hungry. Let me go feed it. So you're gonna stop eating your pancakes for a second and go feed the baby. And how did she feel about that? Oh, she's cold. What, is there not a thermostat in this house? Oh my God. EA. But yeah, Elsa's super excited. She's like, oh my God, there's a baby in our house. This is super cool. I think she was like off to go to her room and like, I don't know, maybe draw a picture for the baby. She's like super hyped. Some shapes. Let's make some holiday crafts. Well, you're gonna go to school soon anyway. But yeah, he's over here talking to Sophia like, "Are you sure you didn't just have a secret baby?" And Sophia's like, "Dad, why the heck would I do such a thing like that? Like, no. Like, I'm still wild skinny. It's not my baby." And he's like, "Okay, okay, never mind, never mind. Just go into school, sweetie, and we'll discuss this later." So they're all going off to do their things. Meanwhile, Clara's here with our baby boy. And I think she's probably going to go on the internet and see if she can find any, information about a random baby that's just not here. Let's just change his diaper. We definitely are gonna have to name the babies eventually, but they're not sure what they're gonna do with the baby yet. So I think what I'm gonna do is let's check out the next household. I want to put the baby in a more like noticeable spot. Like I want it to seem like, when she came and dropped off these kids, she just kind of put them, wherever. I mean, it's Sulani. People don't really lock their doors. So maybe she just plopped the baby in the kitchen and then left. Yeah, we'll do it like that. We'll do it like that. So yeah, she's gonna come in to get some food, and then she's gonna notice that there's a baby. So let's where's your fridge? Oh, here you go. So I'm just gonna have her walk in. She's hungry. She wants to eat. Go here. Walk a little faster, girl. Oh, that's because she's swimming. Who's calling? What? My boss is calling. Should I pick it up? No, you should not. You have work too? All right, this is not going to work because if everybody goes to work, all right, so I don't think the baby can stay with his family then, unless one of them quits their job. What is this? Energy supplement? A few bodybuilders offer Oleana a sample of an experimental energy drink, claiming that it's totally changed her life. She certainly looks energized, a bit twitchy. Should Oleana try? No, you shouldn't try that. Oh my God. Okay, I know you have to go to work. Okay, yeah, the baby is not going to be able to stay here because literally like they all work during the day, and so no one's going to be around to watch the baby. And I'm not sure if I want them to quit their jobs and stuff. Like they got some good stuff going on, and she's the only one who knows that this baby is here. So I think what she might do is she might pass the baby on to somebody else, just because there's no like there's no there's no like I'm sorry, but this is not gonna have to this is not the vibes. Like in the Bajorikson household, there's someone there at all times to watch the baby. But here there's not anybody. And she has to go to work. She doesn't have the time for this. So let me see if we can let's look around if there's any random sim around. Let me open up the map. Where are we throwing this baby at? We're gonna save. Where are we throwing this baby at? Because they can't have a baby in their household. This is so sad. Poor little second baby. He's getting thrown to another household. It's like she walked in, found a baby, and she's like, "We don't have the time for this." No. That's so messed up. Oh my God. But I don't want her to miss work. I mean, let me read the biography of their family. Coming to Solani for inspiration, Layla didn't expect to fall in love so deeply with with the islands. It wasn't just the scenery that she fell for, but also Oleana and her son Tane that welcomed her so easily into the family. The three are now an inseparable trio that call Solani their home, enjoying the sand and ocean at their own pace. Yeah, see, like, part of me feels conflicted because the fact that because she was welcomed into their family, maybe she would feel some empathy for this baby, but also the fact that they want to enjoy the sand and the ocean at their own place. I mean, their own pace, and the fact that they all go to work during the day. I think she might just pass this baby along to whoever. I know that the people who live next door. Okay, we can get out of this now. Who lives next door? They live next door, but she just saw this girl, and she also saw one of these people. But they already have two whole kids. These people don't have kids, and one of them is old. So I think she's probably gonna go and drop the baby off over here. She came out with the baby, and she told them, "Hey guys, can you take this baby because I don't know where it came from. I have to go to work. We don't have the time to have a baby in our house right now." And so these two are like, "Sure, we'll take your baby." So they took the baby. Okay. Now the baby is with these two. So let's press play on this household. All right, so we're back home. Let's see how they live in, how they live in. Well, this is cute. Okay, there's a bathroom over here. There's a bedroom over here. That's interesting. There's a bedroom here, and this house is kind of big. Is there a second floor? No, I didn't think so. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is valid. This is valid. Wait, so is Leah your daughter or like what is she to you? Your granddaughter. Oh, that is so cute. Oh my God, she's a bookworm perfectionist and she's gloomy. Oh, poor Leah. And then you, no, yourself. What's yourself, Kealoha? You're insane, hot-headed, and a child of the islands. Okay, I don't know how I feel about an insane, hot-headed person taking care of a baby, but I guess being that the other girl in the other household has no idea who anyone in the neighborhood is, she probably just passed it on to the first adult she saw, which happened to be Leah. And Leah and Kiala just took the baby. And I don't like the idea that this baby is living with an insane hot-headed lady. Oh no. Because what does that mean for her? I mean, oh, for him. Yeah. Also, this is supposed to be a pink bassinet. I'm sorry, the realism is real. Baby number two was in a pink bassinet, so it's going to be a pink bassinet. So baby number two is here. I I do want to do a bit more exploration into what's going to happen here, but I also want to check out the other households and see what's going on. But so far we've got baby number one chilling in Windenburg with the mom. We have baby number two who was going to be in Sulani, but now is still in Sulani, but got tossed into this crazy household. Did someone just knock on my door? But yeah, you guys, so I do want to continue seeing what happens to each of the babies in the new households that they're in. However, I'm realizing that this is probably really long by now. And so I think I'm going to end this part here. And what we're going to do is in the next part, we're going to continue seeing how each of the families reacts to having a baby. But at least we got to look at baby number one and baby number two, which is really interesting so far. But yeah, so in the next part, we're going to continue with seeing how the rest of the families react to finding random babies in their house. And if you guys enjoyed this part, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell for notifications, then you'll be able to follow us on this journey of sextuplets separated at birth. Will they ever find out where these babies came from? Will her sister, Stephanie's sister Seriani, will she ever know what her sister has done in the fact that she had babies and separated them at birth? Will the father ever find out about this, or will he never know? Find out in the next, let me stop. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next part. Bye!